Hello everybody, this is Nathan.
This is Daniel.
And tonight we are doing a double feature.
Two movies,
Yeah, we are doing Underwater and
Color Out of Space. It's great. Both of them.
awesome,
Double feature.
awesome movies.
Yes.
Okay, so we are going to go ahead and cover Underwater right away.
It's great.
It's a good movie. It's got
movie.
Kristen Stewart in it.
Don't let that detract you from anything.
No, we're going to go ahead and forgive her for all of that Twilight stuff and let her try to evolve as an actress.
Yeah.
So, she finds herself in the bottom of the Mariana Trench.
6.5 miles down?
Yeah.
Is that right? Imagine all that water on top of you, folks.
Well,
Not pretty.
at that crushing depth, it's about 80 tons of pressure per square inch. It's a pretty dangerous place to go ahead and be working in the first place.
Yeah.
She's working for a drilling company which are mining ore deep down.
Yeah.
All
of a sudden, wackiness happens. There's an earthquake.
And the entire facility starts collapsing. And I mean right away. Right away with this movie. They get you on your toes and at the edge of your seat.
A little bit.
A character played by
Who we at here?
Mamadou Athi. I believe that's the way to pronounce it. I'm not entirely sure. He's got a really long, complicated name.
We do apologize for butchering it.
I usually get them right for all the really long ones, but it's Mamadou Athi. I'm relatively sure that's how you pronounce his name. Anyways,
Sure.
I really like this guy.
I like it.
And he's a likable character. He's right there at the beginning of the movie, right along with Kristen Stewart once the facility starts collapsing. And they kind of give that away in the trailer. This is one of those movies where they don't give the actual plot twist away in the trailer. For this particular one, we're going to go ahead and let you guys know that right now we are going to be doing a little bit of spoiling. So if you guys want to go watch this movie, which I highly recommend,
Go do it now.
stop.
Oh,
So
you're
we're in a
back.
spoiler territory.
Cool.
And he stayed.
Yay!
Cool. This entire movie is a throwaway line from the book by H.P. Lovecraft, The Call of Cthulhu.
Right on. One of the best stories by H.P. Lovecraft, in my opinion.
There is several accounts in the stories, and one of them involves kind of a throwaway line about a drilling rig that went down in the middle of the Pacific, and nobody knows exactly what the details are.
Interesting that it comes from a throwaway line instead of like an entire story that's been adapted for film or something like that.
You want to go check out some really good H.P. Lovecraft movies, go ahead and look up a specific director.
Brian Houston will do it.
He's the guy who did The Reanimator and From Beyond, which are really good movies, which if you haven't seen, go check them out because we're going to be reviewing them shortly.
Also, the late, great Stuart Gordon. There's a few adaptations as well. Rest his soul.
God rest him.
So,
Love this guy.
love him.
Love him.
Love him.
Love him.
Great.
Anyways, getting back to the whole thing.
Right.
So this earthquake that starts out the entire adventure from the beginning is possibly something else.
Could it be a great old one, maybe?
Maybe. Something of eldritch horrors from knowing the darkness of the voids between space. It totally is.
Yeah, it is.
Him and his children have been stalking this mining company. And finally, they just drilled too deep. Mines and Moria style. And, when you know it,
shit happens.
they summon monsters.
Yay!
So anyways, that was Underwater. We really hope you guys go and check it out.
You should.
Give Kristen Stewart another shot. She
Absolutely.
deserves it. She's actually a pretty decent actress.
She's been in quite a few things if you look her up on IMDb.
She's getting better.
Yeah.
To be quite honest with you, with the subject matter of this movie, I went ahead and forgave her for about 80% of everything, so whatever. Anyhow, go check it out. It should be on Vudu, it should be on PlayStation Store, and it should be on Xbox as well as Amazon.
Of course, DVD. Blu-ray.
Now we're getting to our intermission part, so we're going to go ahead and give you guys a couple of minutes to get comfortable and get your snacks and this, that, and the other for this next part. We're getting ready to do
Color Out of Space.
Yeah. Here it comes. Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage!
Jolie Richardson. And a considerable amount of other actors.
Such as Tommy Chong, y'all!
Hey, Dave is here, man. Are in this movie.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope. It deals with a story by H.P. Lovecraft by the same title. They decided to go ahead and change up the events of the story for the movie, which I don't think they diverted too far from, except for the timing.
Yeah.
It takes place under the narration of a hydrologist as opposed to a surveyor.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of the events happening before this guy got here, they unfold at the exact same time of his arrival. And the comet emits a color unseen to anyone else but this family.
A color out of space, you could say.
A bunch of the local authorities come to check it out, and whenever they do, it is still smoking and still hot, just like it was in the story.
Just like Jolie Richardson in some movies.
Namely Event Horizon.
Oh, yeah.
She's one of those actresses where you're going to go, I know her face. Where have I seen this lady from? It's not Patrick Stewart. It's Jolie Richardson. The light that's emitted from the comet is a living life form. It starts changing things from its perspective and manipulating it to where it's more like where it came from. I would highly recommend this movie, and I would also highly recommend you go back and read the actual story. You can find the story itself if you don't feel like reading it on YouTube, or you can find it on Audible. I think there's a version of it where Jeffrey Combs, the guy from Reanimator, does a narration for several of H.P. Lovecraft's stories.
Nice.
I would go recommend you going and seeing this movie because as messed up as the story itself was, that was originally written back during, I believe, the 1930s to the 1920s, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
It was a lot more messed up to watch the film adaptation of this. Nicolas Cage does an awesome performance, and it's a Nicolas Cage performance. I mean, you know, he's got his own acting style.
Personally, I think he could have been more Nicolas Cagey in this one.
Yeah, he could have been a little bit more over the top.
A little bit wooden in this. Like, he just...
somewhat restrained.
A little bit, maybe.
You're still going to like it, because he still goes crazy from time to time.
Of course, but it is Nicolas Cage.
Somebody's trying to make a car payment. Anyhow, I loved him in this performance. Tommy Chong's pretty awesome in it.
Tommy Chong.
And so are the rest of the cast.
Good acting. Yeah. Good acting, great effects, great atmosphere to it.
Yeah, ironically, the effects were mostly CG, and we liked them.
Or it's a big old color shot of purple and pink.
I mean, it really is.
That's it.
Well, how do you describe a color that is undescribable?
How do you... Exactly. I mean, how can you? It's impossible.
But they managed to go ahead and do it through hues of purple and pink. So it's actually a pretty good movie. It's fun.
Oh, yeah.
You think it's going to get better for the family, but it just keeps getting worse.
No. If you know anything about H.P. Lovecraft and his stories, they never really get better.
Most of the protagonists either go insane or they die.
Yeah.
We're not really giving anything away because of the oddities in this movie. We feel it's necessary to kind of leave an air speculation on what exactly happens and what will happen.
I mean, there's really nothing to give away in this movie. Also, I mean...
It's pretty cut and dry.
A color out of space.
It's completely alien, and the fact that they don't really show what this creature is...
Right.
Is one of the scarier parts of this movie. I've always said that it's not what they show you, it's what they don't show you that scares you.
It's what you don't see.
It's not
behind the door.
It's not the big monster trying to swallow the kid. It's the noises that the creature makes, and it's snatching you out of nowhere, and you hearing it chew, but you can't see where it's at.
It's all in your mind.
But in this case, it stretches beyond the boundaries of what usual effects do. with practical creature building and everything else like that. It's almost more like, you know, the pulse that you would see from like an old PlayStation 2 whenever you play music, and then you just kind of change patterns, but not really. It's like a pattern that continues to change. That's highlighted in purple and pink because, I mean, how are you going to represent a color with beyond description?
Sure.
So it's another little H.P. Lovecraft gem that we highly recommend.
But also it's on, once again, DVD and Blu-ray.
So go check them out.
Physical copy, man.
We absolutely. These are some of the really good movies that kind of went under the radar that nobody talks about. I don't understand why it's not more popular.
I mean, I can understand too in our time of age with this virus going around. Not any of the movie theaters are open, things like that. So they're gonna go straight to VOD or DVD, things like that. So. Marketing for movies anymore just kind of sucks. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, you'd see advertisements for movies like everywhere, man.
You know, like 50 different posters of the same movie.
But nowadays, it's like you might hear a fart of a wind somewhere, and then you gotta go check out this rumor that may not even exist.
I like to think that the movie poster of today is YouTube.
Yeah,
so,
pretty much.
We are promoting these movies. They are awesome. Go check them out if you guys like strange, crazy, cosmic horror style movies.
Absolutely.
These ones fit the bill.
Yeah.
So, we really are getting around to Reform Schoolgirls, The Doom Generation, and what was the other one?
It's been so long now, I can't even remember now.
I am trying my best to try to find a VHS player. Because we found the VHSs for them.
Turns out, yeah, I've got a copy of Reform Schoolgirls. While I have an app on my phone that keeps tracks of my DVDs, obviously there isn't one for VHSs.
Kind of got to individually categorize.
Yeah.
Y'all know how it is. You guys are nerds, right?
I hope so.
Probably sending it to you, a bunch of you. So, here we are.
Right. So if you like what you see, be sure to hit like, subscribe, comment. And give us a little feedback and maybe
shout out to you boys.
Let us know what you want to see, what you want to hear, things like that.
Hit those likes, let us up, share this video, you know, get the word out.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys next week.
All right.
All right. Later.
Bye.